Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. During his stint as the head booker for WWE NXT, Triple H was widely regarded as one of the best bookers in the business. He achieved a lot of his success in NXT on the back of redefining women's wrestling in the company and was at the forefront of the women's revolution. However, WWE veteran Vince Russo has recently questioned Triple H's handling of a major female star following this week's episode of Raw. The star in question is former WWE Women's Champion, Bayley, who Triple H has had plenty of experience working with as she came up under him in NXT. Vince Russo, who has been one of Triple H's harshest critics since he was made the head of creative, questioned the story behind Bayley's new split personality gimmick. He even questioned how this gimmick change happened, as there hasn't been any explanation for that yet. I'm saying to myself, is this what Triple H means when he talks about we're the best storytellers in television? Is this really Triple H's idea of a story? And if it is, what's the story? She's got a split personality now, so she snapped out of nowhere. Like, I don't even know how that happened. So now she's got a split personality. 1 week hug, next week heat, next week hug, next week heat. Where is the story in that? Russo said. Bayley returned to television last week after hinting at a gimmick change in vignettes for a few weeks. She returned last week to help Lyra Valkyria from an attack by the Judgment Day's Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, and was giving out hugs to everyone. She would later yell at Valeria backstage and did something similar on this week's episode of Raw as well. FaZe is a WWE writer at Sportskeeda Wrestling. He is a BBA graduate who is passionate about sports and wants to make a career in that field. This passion led to a postgraduate degree in journalism, which helped him pivot into becoming a sports writer. When writing, he puts the utmost importance on accuracy and thorough research. FaZe has 6 years of work experience across 4 companies. He started his career with Zomato and then moved to Amazon. He shifted to becoming a football writer at TV9 Digital and is now with Sportskeeda. He covered the Wrestling Extreme Mania event in Gurgaon in 2025, where he had the opportunity to interview Raj the Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. At the same event, he also got quick interviews with former WWE superstar Dijak and Japanese Joshi legend Imai Sakura. When it comes to his favorite wrestlers, FaZe has 2 names in mind. He loved to watch Triple H before the current WWE CKO retired, and he is a huge fan of Roman Reigns. Being a loyal fan since the Tribal Chiefs Shield days, FaZe credits Roman's mic skills and unmatched in-ring storytelling for his mega success. When he was young, one in-ring story left a lasting impression on his mind and eventually got him hooked on WWE. That match was Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24. Apart from that, he is also a fan of Raw. When FaZe is not writing for Sportskeeda, he loves to keep up with other sports. He is an avid cricket and football fan, a huge gamer, and loves playing some RPGs on the PlayStation. WWE veteran questions Triple H's handling of major female star following Raw. Exclusive. The conversation surrounding WWE's women's division has been a heated topic for years, and while Triple H has been praised by many for elevating women's wrestling to new heights during his time leading creative, there are still concerns among fans and insiders alike that some of the company's biggest female stars are not being used to their fullest potential. This week, that criticism has grown louder after Raw, with a WWE veteran exclusively questioning whether Triple H is truly giving one of the division's top names the opportunities she deserves. The discussion has already sparked debates online as fans look at the booking of this particular star and wonder if WWE is missing a golden opportunity to capitalize on her momentum. Ever since taking over creative, Triple H has worked to reshape the landscape of WWE's women's division by balancing established names with rising stars under his leadership. Marquee performers such as Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair have continued to shine, while newer acts like Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria have been given valuable spotlight. Yet despite those positive moves, there has been consistent criticism that not every major female name has received fair treatment. In fact, many argue that certain stars have been overlooked or underutilized on weekly programming. This week's Raw further intensified those claims as a top female competitor once again appeared to be caught in stop and start booking with no clear direction for her character. The veteran in question, who has decades of experience in the industry, pointed out that the sustained push she deserves despite her proven popularity with fans. According to the veteran, this is not a matter of talent or star power, but rather creative indecision that leaves her role uncertain at a time when the women's division should be thriving. The female star at the center of this discussion has long been seen as one of WWE's most valuable assets. She has drawn crowd reactions wherever she performs and has consistently delivered when given the opportunity to compete on big stages. However, her recent storylines on Raw have left many puzzled. Instead of being featured in a strong singles program that highlights her strengths, she has been shuffled around in multi-woman segments and feuds that fail to showcase her abilities. The veteran argued that this kind of booking is dangerous because it risks cooling off a performer who could be one of the faces of the women's division in the years to come. In particular, this week's Raw was cited as an example of creative missteps. While other top stars received clear direction and high-profile matches, this female competitor was left in a role that felt secondary according to the veteran. This shows a troubling pattern. Triple H seems to recognize her talent, but doesn't always commit to giving her the platform she deserves. Fans on social media echoed those sentiments, with many pointing out that her potential to be a main event attraction is being wasted when she is not consistently booked in meaningful rivalries. The criticism doesn't come without acknowledgement of Triple H's broader successes. He has been widely credited with stabilizing WWE creative and giving long-term storytelling the priority that fans have been asking for during the latter years of Vince McMahon's run. Still, the veteran emphasized that even with those improvements, mistakes are being made. The women's division should be positioned as strong and equal alongside the men's division, but moments like these make it feel as though WWE is falling short of that vision. The larger issue here is how WWE chooses to balance its roster. With so many talented female stars under contract, it becomes a challenge to ensure that everyone gets enough spotlight, yet certain performers stand out above the rest, and the female star in question has proven time and again that she is a main event caliber athlete. The veteran's remarks highlight the risk of wasting her prime years with inconsistent storytelling and half-hearted booking. If WWE wants to continue to push the women's division forward, they must take risks by giving top female names the freedom to shine in marquee programs, rather than relegating them to secondary roles. From a business perspective, the timing of these concerns is critical. WWE is approaching major premium live events, and with the company seeking to build stories that can capture mainstream attention, every decision matters. The women's division has historically produced some of the most talked about moments in recent WrestleManias, and with stars like this competitor on the roster, WWE has all the tools it needs to create another breakout storyline. However, if Triple H does not pull the trigger soon, the momentum could be lost, and fans may turn their attention elsewhere. There is also the question of locker room morale. WWE veterans understand the importance of keeping top stars motivated and feeling valued. If performers sense that they are being underutilized, it can lead to frustration and even eventual exits from the company. In recent years, we have seen examples of this when talented female wrestlers chose to walk away because they felt overlooked. The veterans' critique serves as a warning sign that WWE cannot afford to make the same mistakes again, especially when a talent in question is already beloved by fans and has the potential to headline major shows. Looking ahead, the next few weeks of Raw will be critical for this storyline. Fans and insiders will be watching closely to see if Triple H responds to the criticism by shifting course and giving the female star in question a stronger push. Will she finally be given a clear rivalry that highlights her charisma and in-ring talent, or will she continue to float around the mid-card without direction? The answers to those questions could shape the perception of Triple H's leadership of the women's division in the months ahead. The WWE veteran's exclusive remarks have certainly struck a chord with fans who are now more vocal than ever about wanting to see their favorite stars treated with respect and consistency. The debate over Triple H's handling of this female star highlights both the promise and the pitfalls of WWE's current creative landscape. On one hand, there has been undeniable progress, but on the other hand, mistakes are still